Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here. Welcome back to some more of our White Sox end of season 2. And we have some decisions to make going into this year. Looks like we're not going to make that 71 win total. And we're going to end this year going up against Seattle. And then we'll go right into the offseason in this episode. So here we go. At home against the 89-70 Seattle Mariners. And we have a lot of work to do. So Hagen Smith coming out here, 9 and 14, 5.25 ERA. So as a rookie, it's a decent bit, but still needs some better play from him. First batter is going to be deep into right field. Carter's going to go back to the warning track and catch that one. Going here, it's Lucas Renfingo. And that's going to be over to Dalbeck, and he's going to reach down and grab that one. Little slow line drive. And then Kyle Tucker's up next, reaching for a ball outside, and Dalbeck again getting that over to first and getting that. So Brian Wu is going to be the pitcher here, 14 and 6, 3.18 ERA, and we'll see how this goes against one of their best pitchers. Duran here getting a single out in right field, lead off the day. So next one, Garcia gets too much under that circle change. Good contact, but not too good of solid contact. Michael Conforto up next, and he's going to look at that one close. They're going to say it is a walk. 2 on, 1 out. Andrew Vaughn, 1-0 counts, and that's going to be just over a jumping first baseman. We are going to hold off on going. Likely we could have actually scored there, but hopefully it doesn't bite us. As Evan Carter coming out here, and he is going to have an infield fly. Damn. Here we go. Kyle Teal up next, and that's right to the third baseman. So that's going to end that threat. Hagen Smith here. Next one. Over to Dalbeck. Getting a lot of play today. Over to first. Now here with 1 out. Inside. Over to Garcia. Can't get it. Montgomery, quick throw, and that's a bang bang play. And Arozarena is out. Some good work by Montgomery there. Next one over to Dalbeck, and Dalbeck is getting a lot of work here. So into the bottom of the third, and Duran's going to be looking at that one outside, but over the zone. For later on in the inning, does get a hard hit ball out in left field for a 2-out single. Trying to get something going here with Andrew Vaughn. 2 outs, and that hits him in the back. So we have 2 on, 2 outs, and we'll see what we can do. Carter up next, and that's outside. Bases loaded. So again, we have the bases loaded. Kyle Teal. That's a routine fly ball on the left. That's a bit unfortunate. That is a bit unfortunate. So here is Ringy in the 4th. So we get through that one there in the 4th. Going to the top of the 4th now. That's going to be a hard hit ball to Carter, but able to get it there. And we're going to start jumping around just a little bit in this game. As we go through bottom of the 4th, Isbell is up to bat. Brian Root still on the mound. That's a high fly ball deep out in right center, and that is caught at the warning track. Bobby Dalbeck up next, and that's going to be a good hit over on the right. So 1 on, 2 outs again. Duran looking. It's time, and here it is, flared out in right field. That's easily caught. Okay, top of the 5th. 1 out, and that's going to be a splitter outside corner, and he is out. All right, top of the sixth, Crawford out. Going to be hit down in right field, and that's going to be just in front of Carter. So that's going to be a leadoff base hit. Next one here, Mitch Garver going in. That's hard hit down the left field line, and that's going to be a base hit. Duran cannot pick it up, and that's going to allow a run to come all the way around from first to score. Damn. Well, the couple of times we could have scored in this game is coming back to haunt us here, as that one's over to Garcia. Holds the runner, and Zach McKinstry's out at first. Victor Robles up next. First, it's a 2-2 count, and Carter's there and catches it. Runner does stay at seconds. Here we go. Kyle Tucker against Luis again, and that's right over to Garcia. And there it is. So there we go. Down 1 run, but it's all right. Gabe Spire. Can we get something here? Well, Evan Carter's going to swing and a miss. Kyle Teal coming in. And that one's hit hard into right center, but not hit hard enough. Hagen Smith here, top of the 7th. Hit up in the air. Carter in the right. And that's easily caught. All right, let's see if we can get out of this inning. Tyler Locklear, same thing over to Carter. Easy day. And that will end that inning. All right, Bobby Dalbeck, bottom of the 7th. Into right field. That's going to drop down. Getting a lot of base runners, but just not able to do much. Garcia, here we go. Oh, and it hits Gregory Santos on the head on the mound. And that looks like he is going to have to come out with that one. That hit him hard, though. Gregory Santos is down. He is going to stand up, but it looks like they are going to go to a new pitcher. There's 2 on and 2 outs. Bullpen will be signaled here. And out will come. It's so funny because he got hit. And, it's not funny they got hit in the head, but the fact that it's the same animation and walk out like he's just being relieved. So here's Tyler Salcedo coming in. And we'll see what he can do. Michael Conforto up next. And we miss it. It's a slider outside. It's not there. Top of the 8th. Ferencik is out. That's over to Dalbeck. And, well, Dalbeck getting in work. Mitch Garver up next, and that's going to be a nice pitch in the outside, and there is that one. So, Matt Brash going to come out here, try to close this game. 20 holds in all of his, and see what he can do. Bottom of the 8th, trying to get his 21st hold. Kyle Teal with 2 outs again. Going out there with a base hit. Kyle Isbell next. Gonna be hit hard. That's a perfect. Good contact there. 2-1, 2 outs. Seems like a trend we've had in the latter part of the season. Can we finally get a runner across? It's Montgomery. Up, inside, and that's right to the second baseman. Good contact. Balls inside, out of the zone. And there it is. Andres Munoz gonna come out here trying to get his 41st save. It's only blown 6 saves this season. And Dalbeck chasing that one up and high in the zone. Duran up next. Here is that, and there's that. Well, one more out. Munoz. 3-2 count here for Garcia, and he is going to swing and a miss, and we're going to take the L on this one. Not the greatest, but Hey, to end the season, I think we have to come through and do some good free agency hits. And we're going to actually go forward, and I'm going to say we're allowed to spend about 150 million going into this. So maybe 5 or 6 players can do it. I think our pitching staff needs to be greatly improved, and we'll see how this goes. But we end the season 65 and 97, so definitely not the worst. And when we go in the stats here, Conforto has, actually, we're going to go into pitching first. Hagen Smith goes 9 and 15. Cannon goes 8 and 12. The issue is, though, as we scroll all the way down, Chris Paddock goes 4 and 15. Murphy also had 10 blown saves, 28 saves, so we'll might have to look to make a change there or figure it out. But 4 and 15, that just hurts. Ben Joyce, though, is going to be a center of that. So let's look at a couple of young players here. Kyle Teal, at 238 this year, is improving. Andrew Vaughn still improving a little bit as well. At the end of the day, though, we need this core to go up. Duran at 26 is 78 overall. Batted 247. Garcia 4 home runs and 20 RBIs, batting 239. So that has to be much, much better. From there, we're going to look at Montgomery, and Montgomery is getting better. 24 years old, 74, and still improving. 239. 16 home runs and 71. Evan Carter being better as well, 211. Had 15 home runs, 55 RBIs. So we are trending up as an overall team, but we need to have more. As we go through the awards, of course, we're likely not going to have any at this point. We don't even have Rookie of the Year, not even in the top 3. And as we go through, we do not have anyone there. And Gold Glove, we do have center. And Conforto gets the Silver Slugger at DH. So a little bit, but at the end of the day, we didn't hit well. We didn't actually score enough runs. When it came to it, our batting average, 30th in the league, one of the worst. Conforto is 269, and that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, we just do not have the capability of doing anything here. So, yeah. So here's what we're looking at. The finances going to be 97 million, dropping to 90. So we have about 50 million or so to play with as we go into the off season, and we go to see who wins the World Series. Giving you a little bit here as we go through, and well, we're doing something. And there it is. So it's going to be a Baltimore Orioles and LA Dodgers. And well, from that, it looks like Baltimore has the upper hand, 3-2, and they will win the World Series. So we end the season 65-97. Remember, this is a White Sox franchise, so we can't be fired. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we have to be better. Got to reach for that 500. As we go through here, Clayton Kershaw is a 2026 Hall of Fame inductee. So he's going in here. 2.58 ERA over his career. So we look at free agents. I just noticed that, like, Eric Crochet there is 7 years, 40 million. That's 40 million per year. So as we're looking at this, yeah, we're not going to be able to actually get any of these guys in until we likely get a winning season. We're going to try it first. Peralta, Nico Horner, and Ian Happ to see if we can make somewhat of an impact. These would be 2 or 3 big ones if we can. So we'll see. Tariq Skubal got a 7-year, $42.6 million a year. Jeez. Nico Horner, though, getting a bid. We're going to try to put in a contract with him. It's going to tell you how far we are off of it. Now, we give him 5 years. We're going to jack this up all the way to 20 to 21 million. Try to get to 40 or 55% or so. And we'll submit it and we'll see what we get. A response here from Nico Horner. We send it. And even with that $21.3 million bid, Ian Happ will decide to go through a little drum roll there to the Yankees for 17.1. So that gives you an idea that the issue is our motivation, because we're just not a great team. No matter how much we pay, they will likely take lower contracts for winning teams. And it makes sense. We're going to try with Ian Happ here, give him more money. And, well, this is going to be pretty difficult. Giving him 25 to see if that does anything. Over 3 years. We get a little bit of a drum roll here with decision. And Ian Happ will choose to go to the Padres for 19.8 million. So our first actual signing here is going to be Alex Vesta. We give him a 2-year 8.25. He doesn't take that one. We're going to have to move it up to about 9.13. And we'll see if he takes that one. Let's give him a 3-year. And we'll see what we end up getting from him. The 3-year 9.13. He will end up signing. He's our first signing and a push to help the bullpen. Here is the draft portion. We are slated 4th, 13.20% to get the first overall pick. We can only be in the top 8. A little bit of drum roll here. And there it is. We will pick one higher at 3. Diamondbacks move from 6 to 2. And Nationals move to 2 to 1. We're going to make a trade here, though. We're going to send Davis Martin and Craig Kimbrell for really just a Luis Arraez. And we're going to play him. We're going to see if we can make the infield better at first, because we're just going to try to kind of slowly build this. We give another contract here. This is David Peterson. Just hoping he comes in. He will come in for us. And then AJ Puck here trying to get this bullpen up, and he is going to be here. We need a little bit more at catcher. We're going to bring in Salvador Perez. So we're going to have a little bit of a change between him and Teal. And then we're going to make one more trade here. James Karinchak will be sent over the Tigers for Anturo, Medrano, and David Stone. It's really, Medrano may go into something, but at the end of the day, it was just move on from there. So Salvador Perez and Kyle Teal will be down at catcher. We'll slowly see. We'll switch out both of them. But Dalbec Arias will be at first. So that's an instant upgrade at first. That could grow. Carter still continuing to grow. So at the end of the day, we do get a little bit better. 28th overall. So we move up 2 spots, I think, because we were 30th or maybe we were 29th. And this is how it's going to ultimately be with our rotation. So Chris Paddock, Jonathan Cannon, David Peterson, Drew Thorpe, Hagen Smith. We will make a change, and we will get one more player in from the Dodgers off of a trade with Colin Pache. That's going to be a little bit later in this video, but at the end of the day, though, we're at 140 million. That's about where we need to be, but just in one more year after this, when we go into 2028, we're back down to 72 million, and we need to figure out what we're going to do from there. So we need to figure out what to do, and hopefully this works. Bobby Miller is a guy we brought in, 76 overall, 27 years of age. Bringing him over from the Dodgers. We'll see if he actually helps in being the 5th guy in the rotation. The outlook of the entire depth chart, just trying to get younger, just trying to get the ability to build up. We'll see how this roster ultimately does build. But Robert Michelle will likely be up here this year or next, being the closer. And then from there, it is about stacking getting some development from these guys that we have taken in. So thanks for hanging out. Year 3 incoming here. We'll see you guys in the next episode. So thanks for hanging out. Go leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.